Mike Jones here with Ken's. It's a brand new show. My brother and I own Ken's Stereo Junction, one in Macon and one in Warner Robins since 1978 when my dad and my uncle started this great brainiac idea of we will service what we sell. To this day, we are the only sole proprietor in-store service department within what? 5 states. That's right, 5 states, and we're only 2 in the entire nation. We are factory authorized for Yamaha, for Klipsch, for Pioneer, for Alpine. Actually, we're factory authorized service center for every single manufacturer that we carry. That's the good part, in-store service. The best part, custom installation. We have an amazing show. These guys and gals that work for us have, yes, they've done it again because this is what we do. Let's get inside and check it all out. All right, I'm in our Macon location. Of course, we have a Macon and a Warner Robins location, but what you will notice about this display, strangely, is that it is full of inventory. I'm so thankful for these manufacturers getting back in place and getting us in place. We have speakers, we have amplifiers, we have head units back in place, right? And it's just nice to be able to feed you guys all the cool stuff y'all want for you music lovers and video lovers. So just know when you come in to Macon Warner Robins, Alpine, you know, they have that 650 radio I've been showing you for about a year. There was that 350 range, but now they came out with a higher range in the 400 series. This series right here is still a 7-inch, but they changed all the graphics, full touchscreen, has better audio output, it has a little bit more power, and the graphics are nice. You can change different color screens, and they flushed out the screen a lot better. This is going to be $599, so now they have a $399 and a $599. We're also going to carry a $299 touchscreen, a $349 touchscreen, the new JVC at $399, and check this out, Sony's new 9-inch floating screen just got back. I've been begging for this thing. And let me show you what you'll notice that's really different about this screen. It has a matte finish. It doesn't have as much glare to it. And a lot of the cars, when you'll see those ones that come with the factory screens, there's so much glare that you can't hardly see it. And I like this kind of matte finish where you can see really, really clear. Of course, CarPlay and Android Auto being my phone displayed on my tablet or on my floating screen. So this is only $699. Sony 9-inch, they make an 8-inch, 9-inch, and a 10-inch. And of course, we also have Alpine's 11-inch, which is called the Halo series. So when you come in, I have everything all the way down to, ready, come over here, all the way down to Alpine's $199 AM/FM CD. For folks that have the old school single DIN slot like this, this allows you to get Bluetooth, you got a thumb drive plug-in, and it is detachable face. So when you come in, first thing you do is you pick out head unit. Now, second thing you do is pick out your speakers, or you may do it in reverse. You may do your speakers. We have Alpine Type S and Type R speakers back in stock. We have DS18 back in stock. We have Rockford Fosgate back in stock. Audio Frog back in stock. JL Audio back in stock. Pioneer back in stock. You guessed it. Sony ES also back in stock. So when you come in, you just got to get in here. Now, I'll give you a little demo. Actually, I want you to hear these Sony ES speakers. These are the first of that new series. I'm going to turn that up just a little bit for you, give you an idea about the clarity. Listen to this. That is scrumptious good. I'm just telling you like it is. Sony has always had 2 series, their series of standard and their series of ES. ES has kind of went stagnant for a while, and now they revamped it and they redid the whole line fully digital, the whole 9 yards, and their speakers anywhere from $150 all the way to $700. Don't go, what, $700? They got it to fit every budget. That's the cool thing. And guess how much you pay for labor? Nothing. So when you come in, kind of pick out your speakers, pick out your head unit. If you got one of those cars that you can't change the radio, we get it. Get you some speakers, get you what's called a processor. We can add a subwoofer and an amplifier. You know, it's kind of going to be, hey, Michael, my budget is $300, or my budget is $3,000. It's going to be a matter of you coming in, talking to the rocket scientists, right, the guys that are smarter than me, just for what it's worth, and you'll go to Macon and Warner Robins. They'll choose a package. We'll set up a time for install, and then all you got to do is this. Let down the windows all the way up. I love it. This is absolutely super duper duper exciting, and let me tell you why. Because I've been waiting for Sony to redo this. This literally just came in. This is, ooh, this is so nice. What it is when they did Blu-ray players, a lot of the Blu-ray players are really tiny, and they kind of, I'm sure they're fine on the quality side, but this thing is heavy duty. This is a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, and plus it has about 150 smart apps built into it. Look at the chassis on this. No plastic, all metal. HDMI, coaxial out, Ethernet, so you can hardwire your internet into it. But look at the quality of this thing. This thing is $250. I've been waiting on this thing for 4 months. This is a brand new Ultra 4K Blu-ray. And you're saying, well, you know, I stream all my movies. Well, all the streaming's built in as well. The good news about that is what? Last time you bought a flat panel was 9 years ago. If it had any apps, it only had 2 apps. Well, this has over 100 apps built into it. So you don't have to go buy a new TV if you love your TV. You just come spend $249 and you got all that built in, and you got a way to play a CD, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K Blu-ray for $249. These literally hot off the press. Awesome.
Slingshot. We do a lot of slingshots, and there are a lot of different makers of kits and a lot of different makers of speakers and head units and all that. But most folks that come in will put 2 speakers in the front, sometimes 2 speakers in the back, and 1 sub, or maybe just 4 speakers. However, then you get somebody that's like me, super sound, super nerd, and they want as much as they can possibly get, and that's where we are. So before I show you speakers, I'm gonna give you a little sound demo. You gotta hear. Sound coming from everywhere. First of all, you have 2 speakers here, speakers down here. Speakers up here. And I'm gonna let you go on the outside of the outside. I did say outside. Speakers out there. Ready? And subwoofers on each side. How many speakers total? 11 speakers. Thousands of watts playing through all of this, and you get this clarity and good volume. Perfection. This is shaking my heart right now. In the slingshot world, that is how it is done. You got a bass knob, 1,000 watts of power, 11 speakers, subwoofers behind the seat, everything, all of this completely weatherproof. In other words, pouring down rain, weatherproof. They make a cover to go over the Alpine to keep it weatherproof. It does take a lot of time. You're talking about 14 to 18 hours minimum to get everything in place. You know, this is exactly what we do. We outside of the box is how these technicians, they get so crafty with the way they make it. That is
All right, in the basketball gym, Peach County High School, Peach County Trojans, awesome. You know, we do big, huge school projects. We've done tons and tons of stuff for this in the past. What we learned in the past is you can't have too much power. You can't have too much sound, you can't have too much microphone, and you have to be able to have a way to play all types of music because of what goes on in the gym, right? This is where the pep rallies are, this is where the basketball games are, this is where we have meetings. I mean, this is where it all comes in. So what we did is we did these massive speakers. Now, you're going to see 8 of these. These are Yamaha DZR series speakers. They are a Pro Series speaker that hold, are you ready for this, 3,000 watts of power. The idea behind this, behind getting all these in place, is you actually use the reflection of the walls. These are all hard surfaces, hard floors, concrete blocks, all that we actually use that to our advantage. Now, the idea behind this is you have to get into the perfect point when this is concrete before the wood floors. You can't have scaffold, you can't have a lift. You can have a scaffold, you can have a lift at certain points of time before they finish out the floor. And that's what's cool about when you do business with us on the big projects like this, is we can schedule out and make sure we have manpower in place, make sure that we're careful, make sure we're not damaging anything, which is so very easy to do. And more importantly, we have to be able to service this stuff later. But this is the basketball gym with, ready for this, 10,000 watts of power. So I can't wait to see this. We're going to flip over into the weight room where they got the big boy power also. Awesome. Okay, now we are in the weight room. So we've got the basketball gym, we've got their cafetorium, and then we've got their weight room. The idea behind this, they'd be able to have music, inspiration, right? You gotta be able to page. So we got 2,500 watt, 15-inch PV speakers mounted here, and they basically flow from both sides, corner to corner, all the way across. So follow me here. This is what I was talking about when I talk about the rack. The idea behind these racks is it allows me to mount everything, control everything, but they're fan cooled. As you'll see on top right here, these fans keep everything so they can run. If these guys are in here 6, 10, 12 hours in a row, we don't have any issues with our products keeping up. Now, just kind of fumble yourself through here. In the main office here, the reason we put it in an office like this is so we can lock everything down, right? And so we can have full control. So this is just from the pre-wire from when there's just concrete block and mud out here. And the idea behind this is they'll be able to Bluetooth, but with a secured Bluetooth network. A lot of these Bluetooth modules, anybody can sign on. So you end up with somebody having control of the music that you don't want control on your music, they may not play things that are appropriate or whatever, but the idea is you'll have a passkeyed code that allows the coach to have control of the music. They'll have a microphone in here so he can page out to the weight room. Now I'm gonna kind of, come on, follow me through here. The idea is when you have such a big facility like Peach County High School, you've got a basketball gym that way, and then here's your locker room. So when you come through this area, I've got 2 conference rooms on the ends. We've got restrooms here. Keep on coming with me. And the idea is you've got to be able to talk to all of these guys consistently. So we're going to pull through here. And the idea is when you come into the bathroom and back here in the locker room, I still have to be able to communicate with all these team members, all these students throughout this entire locker room. So we're putting speakers all the way through the locker rooms, all the way through the bathrooms. We skip over the hallways into the conference rooms, into the weight room, so he can literally say, hey, you're up, or boys get in here, or it's film time, because we got a film rooms on the other side of the school that are also connected to the same system. So he has full control for paging, full control for Bluetooth. He's got tremendous amounts of power, so it will last. It's not necessarily so it can be loud. It's going to be loud. But it's not just so it can be loud. It's so that it can last over time. It's really, and plus it's backed by our on-site service. I say in-store service because we have Middle Georgia's only in-store service. We also have on-site service. So when there's an issue, the lead tech comes out and takes care of the issue. Here's my phone number. It's important to know, big jobs, small jobs, we do all sizes. We've been very, very blessed in that area. But these guys and gals that work for us, I mean, they come and look at this thing like this. They start licking their chops, and then they go to town. So we're almost there before I can give you the sound demo, but Peach County is coming together. You know, we've been talking about DS18. As you see, they are in the bass business, but I have to show you this because of the size, this digital amplifier. Look how small this amplifier is. Now, this is my hand, right? This is 1,200 watts of power, completely bridgeable, built-in crossover network. You can add a bass knob to it. Look at this thing. It's absolutely insane. 1,200 watts of power. This is $219. Look at this. This stuff pounds. I'm just letting you know. I've been a bass head my whole life. This is 2,000 watts, or when you bridge it to 1 ohm, 3,000 watts, fully digital, bass knobs, built-in bass EQ built into it, 1 ohm stable. Ready for this? This is $350 for a 3,000 watt amplifier at 1 ohm. So you guys that want big bass and kind of keeping a good budget, this is where it's at. Their new subwoofers anywhere from about $100 and up, depending on what you want. But let me just tell you, I order this stuff literally weekly, because you guys have just soaked it up. I've had guys come in and say, I just need a basic subwoofer for my F-150, and then I had some guy come in and say, I want something that really, really hurts in the back of my toe. I can't even hold that thing up. So when you come into the Macon Warner Robins store, just say, hey, I'm in the mood for some DS18, and they'll set you an entire system up. We're always on budget, and guess how much the labor is? Nothing. All right, we do a lot of subdivision type camera systems. Like even if there's multiple entrances, like Rivoli Downs in Macon, Georgia has 3 different entrances, so we have 3 different camera systems. But when you do a subdivision camera system, it's important because you have to have a facial feature, what kind of car it is, you have to have a tag number, you have to see them coming and going, so you can time out these things. And if all that sounds like, you know, crazy mumbo jumbo to you, that's the reason we come into it. So we come in and we put a recorder that records 24 hours a day. The cool thing about it is when you do cameras like this, these cameras have a 75-foot long view in full color, in full HD, in day and in night. It's so important for you to know that. So this one is pointing, and so I'm just going to turn the camera this way because here's a call box. So when they come in and type in the call box, that camera is seeing everything that they are doing at this call box. They're seeing everything about their face, everything about their car. Now, when you pass through the gate, let's say you get past the wonderful gate thing here, then you get to the other side. There, guess what's on the other side? A tag camera that's specifically built to record every tag that goes through the gate. That thing literally lights up in day and night. It sees 85 feet and just records tag numbers all day. So now we have a coming and going. We've got cameras on this side, cameras on this side. So you have 4 views all the time recording 24/7, and it's on what? It's on our phones. Whoever's in charge of that administration allows you to be able to see all the cameras, to rewind whenever you want, from anywhere you're ever at, no matter what. Not just from your home, but you can literally plug in a thumb drive and download the footage. And how long does it record? Well, how about 15 days, or 30 days, or 45 days, or 6 months, or a year? You choose the length of how long you record, and it just records and records and records and records. I cannot tell you how many of these systems I have designed and how many people we have caught doing bad stuff because they drive right through this gate and we get their tag number, we get their face, we get their car, and bada bing, bada bang, they go to the popo and we are safe. That's the idea, is safety, right? My phone number is going to come up right here and I will come out and we'll assess. So you may have a neighborhood, and here's what's cool. Please hear me when I say it. If you're in a neighborhood association and there's 100 houses, the cost is so very little to have protection in your neighborhoods. Please have that mindset of understanding you can't, everybody always wants security cameras after somebody's already knocked all the windows out in the neighborhood. That doesn't even make any sense. Just call me, here's my phone number one more time, and I will come out there, and guess what? We back it up with our crazy on-site service, 2 years at no extra charge to you, 2 years, and we don't fix it, we replace it for nothing. There's my number. Call me. This is what we do. You know what is so absolutely positively amazing? That we have Yamaha receivers back in stock. But I want to tell you, it's their newest models, 2021 and 2022. They've always had their basic, we call the 385, but when you go to what they call the V6, and more importantly, the Vintage series. The Vintage series is the highest level in the Yamaha world when it comes to music and surround sound and app control. So this is beautiful. Their new look is absolutely amazing, but this is what's beautiful to the nerds like me. So this gives us 7 HDMIs, a full up conversion, and an ARC channel. What ARC is when you have a smart TV, you know, your smart TV apps are built in. Well, you have to have that sound to run back through your amplifier so you can have surround sound. Most of the time people will use a fiber optic, which is right here, which is really, really nice. But now they've made it where this has a pass-through to go both ways. Most HDMI cables are one way, and this is two way. It allows all my apps on my TV to play through my surround sound amp. That is super, super nice. Now, ARC's been out for a couple of years. It's just new and improved type stuff on the new Vintage 2 series. Now, another thing this has is, it is full Atmos, and it has a Zone 2 output. So what this means to you is, now I can run speakers outside on my porch and have app control. Now, so when you come into the Macon and the Warner Robins location, you know, it may be that the $349 receiver does the job. It may be that the $600 receiver does the job. It may be that the $899. But the idea is to come in and we can help you choose. We have inventory ready to go, but we'll make sure you get something so you can use all the features. I've had so many times in the past that people will come in and buy the most expensive one they can get, and then they use 50% of the features. So we really just want to spend that time with you to decide exactly what, you know, floats your boat, if that's will. We'll pick it out. And if you're a do-it-yourselfer, more power to you. But if not, we got an install crew because we have tech support, and that is who we are.
All right, here we are. You see the massive size of this big dorm building at Fort Valley State. Now, and you're thinking, what has he done now? We literally have pagings. We're installing paging systems for all of the, I'm gonna let you see the size of this again. For every one of these hallways, all the way through, all the way down the sides, with one command center per building. We have multiple buildings that we're doing. I got to show this to you. It sounds just simple. It is so simple, so easy to use, but it's so effective. Let's get in here and check this stuff out. Paging Michael Jones. Paging Michael Jones. Please come to the office. You're in big trouble. Over. Okay, we are inside of it. Now we're doing multiple buildings, of course, at Fort Valley State University. And the idea is these buildings are 4 stories tall and have this kind of U-shaped hallway system. Well, before, if they want to get somebody's attention, they got to go get them. They got to figure out if they got the cell phone on, or they got to yell really, really loud. So that just doesn't work, right? So what they did is they said, hey, we need just a super easy to use paging system for the entire building. So we came in, we put in plenty of power. We had to have a tremendous amount of power to run 40 speakers per building. We did a push to talk mic. Here's what's cool. If they're doing something where they're reading announcements, this has an up button where I can turn on the microphone and it just stays on. Like right now it's paging throughout the whole building. But I can also just do a momentary where you just like go, you know, like this. And understand that you're talking about a building, right? That, you know, in the 60s for the college, 1980s for some of these buildings. Well, guess what they never thought of? They never thought of where are we going to run wire for an intercom, because they wasn't ever even part of the package having an intercom, right? So you have to get super genius minds of my installers to be able to get into these electrical and IT closets so we can find chases to run all of our cables 4 stories in the air, and then you're going 300 feet in each direction. So this is a really big project, but at the end of the day, it's going to be so simple. Whoever is in the control room will literally walk in and press one button and be able to talk to every student in the entire building. And we're going to go from building to building to building until we get them all where they operate exactly the same. So if you're working in building 3, and next time you're working in building 5, it's always the same setup and the same ease of use, backed up by our service. My phone number is going to come up right here. I will come out and design, just like I came out and designed this system. We've worked for Fort Valley State for a long, long, long time. But the idea is I'll design the system, we'll get it all into budget, back it up with our service. Ease of use is in place, paging is in place, bada bing, bada bang.
All right, now, you guys have fallen in love with gigantic TVs, okay? Like 55-inch TVs are really kind of small to y'all now, which is very interesting. I carry every size, but 65, 75, and 85s is definitely where everybody's gone. Now, Sony, Samsung, and LG have both, basically caught on fire over the last 6 months with all their new models. Sony has a new series called J, and they are absolutely unbelievable. They make a KD and an XBR, don't get confused. Tons and tons of features, and they are just loaded to the max with apps. Samsung and LG do a Nano series, OLED, QLED. There's a lot of stuff out there, and if you get onto your forums and you look through some stuff, what you're going to find is there's so much stuff, it gets very overwhelming at times. And I'm with you. I like to know who's the best and all that stuff, but those three brands seem to carry the torch the furthest. All the new OLEDs, LEDs, QLEDs, they're all going to have anywhere from a 20,000 to 60,000 hour life, depending on which panel you buy. But when you come in, first and foremost, just stand in front of the panels in our Macon and our Warner Robins location and decide which one floats your boat, because depending on what the panel is, you'll notice that there's a little more red in this panel than this panel. It'll come back up in a second, because these are two different series, right? A little bit higher end series versus here. All right, and what you want to do, like I said, at the end of the day, you'll just be watching it, and all the apps matter, but they're going to have a lot of apps built in, and you got to kind of make sure that it's going to be user friendly for you. So when you come in, we'll let you literally stand here and go through all these controls and stuff and make sure you like it. Now, if you just said, hey, I don't want to deal with all that, Michael, just handle it for me. Here's my phone number. I will come over to your home. We pick out the proper size. We'll get it all. We'll set up for the guys to come out and install it, teach you how to use it, the whole 9 yards. That's the cool thing about our company being family owned for all this time, is we are literally all about it can be inconvenience for you. I can't tell you how many clients don't even walk in the store and let me just come out there and pick the products out to make sure we stay in budget, but more importantly that you can enjoy it and use all the features. So Macon, Warner Robins, flat panels, we have the best of the best in stock, plus tech support. This is what we do. All right, Chevrolet Tahoe, wonderful. Yes, I need bass, is what he said. I want a lot of bass. I said, well, how much bass? I want a lot of bass. And Austin and him got together and said, well, how much trunk space do you need in your Tahoe? And he said, if I can have about this much, I'll be perfectly fine. So we accommodated him to make sure he could put a lunchbox in here. And we got not one, not two, but 6 DS 18 12-inch subs with 3,000 watts, custom built box made specifically for, yes, I know it's hard to hear me, specifically made for bass, and he did get the amount of space that he asked. This thing will knock your breath out of you. We just ended up putting another fuse in, going up to a 300 amp fuse to be able to support the amplifier. I'm sure you've seen a cutaway. He brought his own amp. We did the bass. This we do custom, right? We do all kinds of cars, all kinds. It's mind-numbing what it's doing to me right now. But when you just want raw bass, right now it's DS18 is the best of the best. That right there, that is what we do. Boom. All right, we are at Greater Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. That is in Macon, Georgia, and I'm letting you know I love it when folks want to come together and get into the technology world. Regardless if we are in person or virtual, you have to have technology in place in today's church, because we have a whole church that is at home, and some of that church will stay at home and not be in person. There's folks now that are part of churches that never even went to church because they have access so good in the virtual world today. So I encourage you to get virtual. First thing we did is lighting. It's so important. You can see me. We did a tremendous amount of light. I've got them turned way up so that you don't get crazy shadows and weird stuff. But the idea is to light up the stage, because at home, our chandeliers and stuff in our church is not enough. We have to have stage lighting. So we have stage lighting. That's first part. Number 2 is sound. We had already done Sanctuary Series sound in here. Plenty of sound, 2,500 watts. That's for your in-person. Microphones is so important. What you're hearing me through is a quality microphone, because that microphone feeds into your live stream for your virtual church. Now you're seeing the robotic camera view. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, as many cameras as you want. Allows you to zoom in and zoom out. It allows you, if you're a walker, it allows you to follow them with the camera. The idea behind that is it's true HD. We have 65-inch HD monitors. This is so key for your in-person, because the computer computer that's in the booth allows me to change these slides constantly. So that means I can put my scripture up there, I can put my hymnals up there, I can put my bulletin that says, welcome to worship, thank you for coming to church today. All of this is so important for in-person, and of course our future churches, we all go back to normality one day. This is so important. Now, you'll see on the back wall back there, I have the robotic camera, which is in charge of all of our streaming, and another monitor. So the reason that we put a monitor on the back wall is that monitor feeds this part of the stage. So when I'm up here at the pulpit or up to the altar, I can see what they are seeing, or you can make that be a different message or whatever you want. You got full HD, robotic camera, digital sound, everything in place, everything streamed, and literally 2 computers and 1 person can run the entire video stream. That's the coolest thing about it, is it's just one set of hands that takes care of the whole deal. My phone number is going to come up right here. Give me a call, and I come out to your church, and we basically just sit down and decide where your church is from where they want to be in technology, where they want to be on budget. The warranty and the service part is exactly who we are. That's a piece of cake for us. That's what we do. We love to work for you. But it's nice to pick out all these products because we can hand pick them to make sure that it's something that you get the most out of the performance. Very, very important. So there's my phone number. The estimate is free. And I know I say this all the time, but I'm very thankful for this part of who we are. This is what we do. Thank you so much for watching our show. Listen, what crazy, the slingshot, the bass machines that we get to do. Of course, the streaming systems that we get to do, back porches with, all-weather TVs and security cameras, and it's just awesome the things that you guys allow us to do. And I put that out there to say, these guys and gals that work for us, we really push them to stay educated and to stay firm in how they handle themselves. And it's such a big deal. They really are amazing. I'm so thankful for the staff that we have. To put that out there, we always are looking for more staff. We're always looking for more folks to be a part of the Kins family. We have been here since 1978, and I say that only with very thankfulness and gratefulness to you, because the only reason we're here because of you. Now, who we are and who we are as a company is, we're all about in-store service and on-site service. We have 5 salesmen and 22 installers. That just gives you an idea, how we stand behind things, and that's important for you to know that. If you want to kind of keep up with who we are, there is our social media, and these are the ways that you can kind of follow us and kind of see all the cool things that you guys allow us to do. My phone number is right here with my brother's phone number. My brother Kenny and I are partners. He's my best friend in the world, and I will tell you that this is the way to get in touch with us. If you have a dream or something, hey, this is what I was thinking about doing, or can I do this, or what do you think about this? Shoot us a text or call us, or you can also talk to the rocket scientists that are actually smarter than us. They work in the Macon and Warner Robins location, and they'll also take care of that. The estimates are free, so my phone number brings me out to your home or your business or your church, and we can decide. Reach out to us in Macon and Warner Robins. Come visit us if you want us to do an on-site with you. Again, it's no charge for the estimate. I'll leave you with this. In Hebrews 12:28, it says, we should be thankful for a kingdom that cannot be shaken, and that we should give acceptable worship in reverence and awe of our Lord. What that means is God cannot be shaken. God never says, let me rethink that. He never second guesses his decisions. Never. Never. What that means is he cannot be shaken. So his plan may not always be our plan, but his plan is the plan. And the plan, as long as you follow God, he's the only one that can see into tomorrow. It's so important to understand that he is saying that I will not be shaken. What that means is we can stand firm on the foundation of our salvation and his unconditional love for us. And I think that is awesome. Come see us at Kins in Macon and Warner Robins.
We're going to need to look at this Sonos amp right here. Yeah.
Okay, Sonos amp, okay.
And the problem is, I think we put the price too low. I mean, these prices are just...
Don't say that.
This is...
Be quiet. When you come in, just look at the Samsung. Don't do that.
Love you.
Why on earth did I hire my son to work for me? See, when they're younger, you give them money out of your pocket. When you're older, you have to give them a paycheck. You just keep giving money to them. It's like forever.